How was your day? How do you know? Having asked this question thousands of times in a school environment, I'm predicting that you probably said good for the first question, especially in a social setting. For your answer for your second question, you probably had to have a bit of a think. What actually made it good? Often in a schooling environment, I get a lot of shoulder shrugs, or I don't know, and that's the end of the conversation. In these situations, the information that I get is interesting. On the surface, it shows that we're not real deep thinkers about ourselves and how we're feeling. It also gives me a lot of insight into why we have a lot of problems in our world. The ability to formulate good questions is essential for a solutionary if we want to come up with good problem-solving skills. Children are really good at asking questions. Not so much that they can formulate complex questions to seek the information that they want. As anyone in the field of educating children knows, they just simply ask the why question over and over and over again. And there may be a reason why they do this, and that reason gives us information. For some children, it's to seek attention. For others, it's to overcome a fear. However, a good question is about getting information to build understanding. Each approach provides information. As solutionaries, we are looking to solve problems, so we need to be able to ask good questions. Questions are decisions to go out and seek information. We want to use that information, move outside our bubble, and create effective solutions. We ask questions to seek answers. Algorithms are the single most worthwhile and important concept of the 21st century. Last episode, we saw how algorithms can be used to solve problems. Part of the process of running a good algorithm is to have good inputs. Inputs require information. Information is found through asking good questions. Decomposition is part of the algorithmic design that we use for problem solving. To be an effective problem solver, we need to be able to deconstruct or decompose the problem. Questions allow us to decompose those problems. We also need to come up with really good ideas and thoughts of how to move forward. This was abstraction. And questions help us source out or seek information, abstract knowledge that can help us solve problems. Questions seek information. If we come up with a poor solution, it's because we've had poor inputs. The informational knowledge is incomplete, and therefore our solution is incomplete. There's a term called GIGO, G-I-G-O, garbage in, garbage out. If we're not asking the right questions, then we're not getting the information to inform us to create good solutions. GIGO. As a solutionary, we have the opportunity to be the hero. And the hero is always about seeking information and knowledge to inform their actions to create the solution. And that information is to move us from the unknown to the known. To be a good questioner requires you to have a particular mindset as well. Questions allow us to foster a scout mindset. That's the ability to go out and explore new lands, discover new ideas, and to be able to be curious and see the world with awe and wonder. There is a real skill in formulating a good question and responding to them. This is an essential attribute of the solutionary, so we can competently and confidently navigate these waters. So our journey today, we're going to be navigating the waters of the question. It's going to be a voyage of discovery. Welcome aboard, solutionaries. We're going to plot our course, align our compass, and weigh our anchor as we set sail for the good world. Questions are not only designed to give you information, they're designed to make you think. What happens to your brain when you ask a question rather than giving an answer? The entire brain gets active as it releases serotonin, And that serotonin relaxes the brain and allows it to take in information. This encourages gathering of intelligence from all parts of the brain. The evolution of our brain to be able to recognize patterns, to observe and connect to our environment, allowing for more insight, our ability to formulate questions, gave our brain the ability to critically think. Through the process of creating stone tools, agriculture, geometry, for example, we were able to apply the process of algorithmic thinking to deconstruct and create abstractions in order to come up with solutions to the problems that we were dealing with. These qualities came about because of our ability to seek and find understandings about our world. The information that we derived from these questions over the last 10,000 years has created the knowledge base that we have access to today in the 21st century. Knowledge is power, and questions unlock that power. However, throughout history, asking questions could get you killed. Natural philosophers, early scientists like Galileo Galilei, Johannes Kepler, Nikolai Copernicus asked a lot of questions. Through their study and the work that they were doing, creating a new field of science, which was obviously a whole new body of knowledge, a lot of these questions were around the nature of the world. The questions were exposing new ideas and new thoughts about how the world was and people's place in it. And by doing so, we're challenging the established power structure of religion. They had to either retract their statements or suffer the consequences. Questions help erode the dogma of power structures throughout history, freeing up knowledge and information, leading to 400 years of exponential technological growth, starting with the Industrial Revolution, the steam engine, and finishing where we are today. This freeing up of knowledge led to the creation of the modern education system. And the use of questions within that education system is still a tool that we use today. The whole culture around education is question and answers. From a historical perspective, the power of a question cannot be underestimated. It is not only seeking information, challenging existing ideas and thinking, but also connecting ourselves to the experiences that create the relationship to this knowledge and our world. Questions have a big role in how society is shaped. Questions are a powerful language tool that can focus, shape, inform, or even convict a person, depending on how it's used. We often hear these terms in our pop culture: to cross-question. Something is beyond question. That's a leading question. That's an open-ended question and a rhetorical question. These are just a few of the derivatives that we have in our lexicon. By the end of the 20th century, the knowledge economy had arrived. This was brought about through the development of the internet. Knowledge and information was readily accessible and available. We use digital smart devices to access this information immediately. We would only have to ask the question and the answer would be on the screen moments later. Knowledge is having the right answer, but intelligence is asking the right question. Solutionaries are intelligent. The etymology of the word question does have its roots. What we can get out of it, though, from its historical roots, is that it's about seeking. It's a quest. From quaere, to seek, ask, or inquire. And a quest is what we want solutionaries to embark on. It's a quest to solve the problem. Solutionaries are seekers of knowledge. Questions give us information to better navigate the uncertain waters that we are travelling in life. We have 6 basic questioning tools. Who? Asking information about a person or persons. What? Asking for information about something or action. Where? Asking information about place or position. When? asking information about time. Why? Asking information about reason, motivation, purpose, or meaning. Who, what, why, when, where are specific to information that we are seeking. How is really a process question. How is asking information about process, way or means, method, patterns, and algorithm. And process is part of algorithmic thinking, is part of the problem solving that we need to do. By recognizing the power of these questions, we can then collect information and pull it together and recognize patterns and then work towards sequencing a solution. Japanese culture is very innovative. Part of their innovation is using questions to seek solutions. They have this approach called the 5 whys. The use of the 5 why questioning technique is a classic example of algorithmic design and the process of decomposition. For example, you may have a vehicle that does not start. So let's apply that process of the 5 whys. Why is the vehicle not working? The battery is dead. Why? The alternator is not functioning. Why? The alternator belt has broken. Why? The alternator belt was well beyond its useful service life and not replaced. Why? The vehicle was not maintained according to the recommended service schedule. This last why, the 5th why, becomes the root cause to the problem. This is the classic approach to decomposition of a problem using the 5 whys. This is the first step in algorithmic design when working towards solutions. The interesting thing here is that children already get this. By asking this question over and over again, we can get down to the root cause of the problem. You want to be a good solutionary? Ask why questions like a 4-year-old. The line of questioning is to encourage the problem solver to avoid assumptions and logic traps, and instead trace the chain of causality in direct increments from the effect through any layers of abstraction to a root cause that still has some connection to the original problem. Note that in this example, the 5th why suggests a broken process or an alterable behavior, which is indicative of reaching the root cause level. So when you have a child asking a question why over and over again, they're actually trying to get to the root cause of the problem. Good on you. Keep encouraging that. You've got a future solutionary on your hands. When problem solving using algorithmic design, we can use the 5 whys questioning tool for decomposition. Questions are a powerful tool to use within algorithmic design. When we are using abstraction in the algorithmic design for divergent thinking and creativity, the questioning tool of what if is very powerful. It allows us to generate new ideas and approaches that we may not have thought of before. What if things were different? To help deconstruct how we frame questions, we can put them into a context. And these contexts could be social, environmental, economic, or technical. Ultimately, questions focus people's attention to matters that are of concern in their own locus of control. So whether questions focus on relationships, the environment, capitalism, equal rights, less war, poverty, finance, governments, when we ask questions, the information that we receive is adding to the knowledge architecture of a society. A question is the second tool in the Solutionary's toolbox. 3 key questions can help the solutionary on that journey. What is the problem? What is the solution? And how do we go about making it happen? These questions set us on a quest for solutions. The quest embodies the basic attributes of a journey, the voyage to be undertaken, the waters that need to be crossed, the resources to make the journey, and the reason why we're making the journey. It is in this narrative that we can ask the questions that will get us underway towards finding effective solutions. One last question for you solutionaries out there is, what is the difference that makes the difference? This is a great question to ask yourself when we're looking at making change. So in summary, a question is a tool that helps us get underway with our journey towards creating solutions to the problems that we have in our world. The question is valuable in the algorithmic design as it gives us the essential information that goes into the process. Constructing the question that gives us the information to be effective problem solvers is an intelligence that needs to be fostered as a solutionary. Questions are a great tool to be able to focus our thinking and come up with a way forward. Go out there and practice your questioning skills, the 5 whys, or even just thinking about what was your day like? How do you know? One of the key questions we need to consider as a solutionary is going to be the focus of our next journey. That question is, how do we know we have a problem? Until our ship leaves port for our next adventure, sayonara, solutionaries. And thanks for watching.